Welcome back to the Sun and Moon Tarot. Today we will find what is good and what is hidden. I hope you're well and staying blessed, enjoying life wherever you are. This is a Capricorn season read for my fire signs. If you have Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries, largely in your chart, this will likely resonate for you. If it doesn't, that's okay. Let it fly. Check out your other reads, or don't. Check out another reader, or don't. I don't really care. Rider-Waite Tarot deck. 3 rows for my reads. On my general reads. Sorry, fire signs. It sounded like rough. If you like my content, cool. If you don't, that's okay. Right? And if it doesn't resonate, I'd rather you not try to make it apply to your life. Like, not in a cold manner, but it doesn't make sense to make it apply if it doesn't. Like, share, subscribe if you're interested. If you'd like to book with me, you can do so in the email listed. 3 rows for your read. The first row will be the recent past. This is, of course, your pull for Capricorn season. However, if it doesn't resonate, that's okay. If you're watching at like a later time and it resonates then, that's fine. No big deal. Excuse me. You got the Page of Cups so far, fire signs. So this is recent past. Second row will be current energy. Third row, future. Bottom of the deck will be your overall energy for your read. And then we'll grab some clarifying cards as well. You've got Page of Cups, Queen of Cups, Four of Cups in your recent past. 10 of Wands in reverse. Oh, whoops. Hold on. Sorry. That is not going to work for me. Please fix that. Thank you. Sorry. Sorry, fire signs. I hope you're enjoying Capricorn season if this is when you're watching it. Hope you're enjoying life in general. I keep getting like way too many cards and I just don't feel like it's reasonable, so I keep kind of just shifting, but we're going to try again. Okay. 9 of Swords in reverse. Lots of reversals. Devil. This card has come out. I mean, it's just funny to me that it comes out during the season. The Hermit card. The High Priestess in reverse. What is up with you guys? Sorry. I'm not trying to have an attitude. I hope you guys enjoy your life. But what is going on? Because like this would seem not so positive if you want like soft Shelby, right? A super duper soft woman that is just nice and kind and loving. Here, I'm trying. What's up? You know, wouldn't seem like things are not necessarily, I mean, like they're going good, right? To some extent, you gotta be enjoying life, hopefully, but you might also be going through some stuff, I'm seeing. Hopefully it's healing for you, whatever you're going through. Hopefully you're getting over some stuff that you need to get through. All right, we got our clarifying cards. Bottom of the deck's overall story for your read, or excuse me, overall energy, or in the overall theme for your story. It's the 6 of Cups. So you are very focused on what is familiar. What are memories to you that would create healing and restoration? This is something that you're very focused on. You could be spending time with family. It is the holiday season. You could be bonding with people, etc. It is something about focusing on this emotional, right? Because it's a 6 of Cups, which is water, emotional familiarity. Memories with others, healing because of it, and restoration. You've got the Page of Cups for your recent past. This happy surprise dreamer And it's also sensitivity, right? The Queen of Cups is compassion, calm, comfort, and the Four of Cups is apathy, contemplation, and disconnection. So, my beautiful fire signs, if this is resonating for you, you might have in the recent past kind of like experienced a bit of a happy surprise where there was like a moment of calm and compassion and comfort and healing and restoration. In the recent past, this was something that was like really good, like a literal gift to you, because there's been a lot of like apathy and disconnection and contemplation going on, or excuse me, and disconnection, excuse me, apathy, disconnection, and contemplation with that card. So in the recent past, you have probably been displaying those kind of, which isn't super fire sign, but it's very focused on the empty cups ahead that you've lost, things that you lost out on. And so not being focused on what comes in. And in the recent past, there was some sort of a surprise that was good for you, that created some form of calm, compassion, and comfort. That this is all emotion so far, okay? So it's all about emotional healing and restoration. Healing with memories, healing through memories, healing with familiar things, familiar emotional things, right? You do have the 10 of Wands in reverse. This represents being burnt out, stressed, and being unwilling to delegate in your current energy. The 9 of Swords in reverse represents hope, reaching out for help, and despair. The Devil does represent materialism, playfulness, pleasure, and addiction. So you're still in this energy still of like, I want to heal, I want to have familiarity, and I want to have healing through familiarity with emotions. But there's something that you're going through that is causing extreme stress. Like you are no longer able to work on whatever it is because it creates despair, and you're stressed out, you're unwilling to delegate properly in whatever this is, or you're unwilling to make changes in a way, like you're having kind of I don't mean to be mean, but this is like you being rigid, you having to have control, having to have things your way, things being this way, that way, the other. And that's creating despair. That's creating burnout. It's creating you not being able to figure things out and needing to reach out for help. Now, if this is due to an addiction, well, that's your answer there, fire signs. You're burnt out because you're addicted to something that's creating consistent stress. Addictions can come in many forms. If you're going to know how this plays out, if you have an addiction, you already understand what this is. If it's a relationship, if it's a drug, a drink, or whatever, a lifestyle, behavior, a form of shopping, some form of pleasure or playfulness, whatever it is, you recognize where it's kind of creating negativity. And it's also not allowing you, because addiction creates existential disconnect. Okay, so if you're consistently in this energy of apathy, you're inevitably going to take on addictions, whether you perceive them as okay, healthy, vices, whatever. You're inevitably going to take on addictions so that you can kind of feel healed, but you're not really healing. And because you've been doing it for too long in the current energy, it would seem like it's manifesting as you need healing and you're not able to because of whatever is kind of like whatever this is in your life that you feel is creating a lot of toxicity, whether it's an addiction that you have, a relationship that you have, etc., or you not being able to kind of like let go of control in those scenarios or or your partner not being able to, right? Excuse me. There's some form of despair, but you're also starting to make the steps to heal and reach out. And there was some form of happy surprise that kind of carried you through this in the recent past. So you went and did something fun or bonded with people that you have a lot of memories with, right? And that created a level of connection to where you were able to kind of potentially reach out a little bit more in the current energy. You you will be able to heal through this, as long as you're not like a purely evil person. Whatever it is, you will be able to overcome. You'll be able to delegate properly, get back on your feet. You'll be able to heal from whatever this is and create restoration. There will eventually come a turnaround from whatever this is. Okay? It will end positively eventually. It's just that you don't have your footing right now. Now, the Hermit is an interesting card. It does represent, because it's a spiritual card, these cards are all spirit, whereas these are all elemental cards. They do have a higher meaning and a higher power in the tarot. If you understand what I'm talking about. If you don't, that's okay. You don't have to be an expert, but it does actually have story and a meaning and a this and a that. So these are all major arcanas. Okay, this means that you're like very seriously contemplating whatever is going on in the future. You're potentially like creating solitude so that you can be more insightful and more aware on what you've went through, right? With the High Priestess in reverse, the reason that you're doing this is because you feel like a loss of self, like of potentially like you repressing things, you hiding things. Secrets, hidden agendas, right? With this card, you are recognizing potentially where you have oh wow, okay. If you need therapy, get it. If you are recognizing where you might have major life changes that need to be taking place because that's where you're at, then you can get therapy and you can make the changes that will make your life happy. You need to be honest with yourself and those that you have built with so that you can heal. You need to be really honest, because I'm not trying to like judge anyone for their choices, but this card can very much represent being addicted to sexual pleasure. And if you hide who you are or what you're doing, then you're going to piss people off. It's going to create a level of distrust and mistrust and manipulation. And you might have to go within in the future and be very focused on how either you or people around you kept secrets, how there were hidden agendas, how you kept hidden agendas to get what you wanted, to keep control, how you or those around you, how you lost yourself in this process, how and why you need to learn that. And with the Strength card being here and the Upright, okay? This is courage, this is inner strength, conviction, compassion. You need to be compassionate with yourself as you recognize where you've made certain choices and how it's landed in your life and how the consequences will play out and why and how to heal from it and why you really want this. Sorry, that card's kind of like tagged over or whatever the proper thing is. Folded, excuse me, that's the wrong word. It's like folded over. So sorry. You do have a 9 and a 9, so you do have a 99. You guys did get one number. Fire signs, it will get better, you know, like whatever you're going through, you have to go through. You like literally have to see what this is so that you can create a healthier lifestyle. You can create the healing you want in future endeavors, because you're going to let go of whatever this is, whatever you've taken on to deal, right? Yeah. All right. The fun continues. So your clarifying cards are major arcanas, the Tower and the Empress. I don't want to tell you what that means. I actually don't even want to tell you what this means. I actually don't want to tell you. It's like when I do personal reads for people that book with me, and sometimes I get like information about them, and I'm like, I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to hold you accountable, like, because you clearly came to me not for accountability. I'm so sorry. That sounds really mean, but it's true. Like, if you come to a reader for advice, they're also going to hold you accountable. Um, they need to be able to. If you want genuine advice, not a yes man, that's just telling you bullshit. But it is what it is, I guess. Okay. I'm sorry, fire signs. I digress. So, I don't even want to say this. This took such a bad turn on your clarifying. Regardless of your choices to go within and like make changes, make choices that will better your life and heal things and create less control issues and allow you to kind of have compassion, more compassion, right, with others too, not just yourself. You need to be compassionate with others as well. Fire signs. This is okay. The Tower is a big change. It's upheaval, it's disaster, it's foundational shift, and you literally have the Empress following. Beauty, fertility, nurturing, luxury, creativity. If you have someone in your life that you viewed as this, they're leaving your life. There is no going back. Sorry to tell you that on this read. You might be going through like a major relationship shift, fire signs, where I'm so sorry, excuse me. You might be going through a major foundational shift where you are, where there's some form of disaster. And you're like, if you if this is a female fire sign or a male fire sign, it doesn't matter. Ultimately, if you feel like you embody the Empress in your relationship, you are leaving because it's not working out. If you feel like you have someone that embodies that energy, where you have I'm sorry, excuse me. If you feel like you had a divine partnership that you disregarded due to addiction, ultimately is where I'm going with on the story. If you weren't there like you should have been, if you have the memories and the time with them, but you put them on the shelf because you were addicted to something, and so you kept like not being there for your partner, and you were being very apathetic and disconnected, and you weren't being there, or you weren't being compassionate in any way, shape, or form with your partner. You were not paying attention because this was such a big thing, and you're losing your partner completely because of it. Like, there is not a go back with these cards. This was already a lot, and I already was like, oh, you're definitely like probably like exiting a relationship, hopefully entering a new one, and hopefully you are, right? Hopefully this relationship where you're losing kind of like a partner that was a big deal in your life, hopefully this is a moment where you recognize where you need to heal, and so do they, and you both bring in better partners, and you will gain healing and restoration. You will get a new partner eventually. Things will work out, fire signs. It will not be the end of the world, right? It's gonna be a huge change. Like, there isn't a go back for whatever this is. And it was something that created like beauty in your life. It created love, nurture. It created, like, because nurture is the ability to plant seeds. This is your partnership, right? This is like someone that you like really loved and saw as like a caretaker. They cared about you. They mothered you. They loved you. They did whatever you needed at any time because they wanted to see you grow. And even then you weren't happy with them. Even then they weren't enough for you to be present, or to see like what they brought to the table, and what they represented in your life, and all they wanted was good for you, you know. All they wanted was to love you forever. All they wanted to see was you heal and for you to prosper. And that the addiction that you had, that apathy that you chose, that road, it ruined whatever you had, you know. Because neglect is very bad for relationships. Actually, neglect and abuse are both very bad for relationships. And so if you are checked out completely, if you're apathetic to life, you know, and you're ignoring gifts right and left, no matter what they are, you might lose out on something that's great. You might lose out on someone that wanted to see anything that you wanted to see grow, whether that's a child or a occupation or an idea or whatever. The Empress card always does represent that ability to nurture, to see things grow, to literally give life, to create a portal. And whatever this is, right? Like, it's over. There's no way that you're gonna work it out with whoever this is, and you're gonna have to learn the lesson that, or they will, right? Of course, if you're the Empress and you feel like people are losing you, this is your read, fire signs. I try to be like nice and sugarcoat it, but I just already said this in my read. Like, this is something that really irritates me in personal reads and stuff. Like, when people book with me, or when I do reads for fun for people that I love, like, I don't, like, if you don't have to believe in this, okay? But if you do not believe in this stuff, please don't go to a reader. Please don't, hold on, excuse me. Please do not jokingly go to a reader and be like, yeah, friend, go right ahead and pull me cards, because they're looking into your soul. You might not understand this shit, but they do. We're experts. This is all we care about. This is all we study all the time. It's our jam. We relax by researching this stuff. So when you just disregard it, it's like, okay, well, no big deal, but you're disregarding someone that is a well of knowledge, and that's your choice. You don't have to use their insight. It's up to you to trust people or to not, and it's up to you to build with people or to not. It's up to you to not be apathetic when they are present, right? When they are still willing to be the one that brings it all to the table, then that doesn't mean that you check out. No, sir, no, ma'am. It does not mean that you check out and that they do it all. and that your control issues matter more and your triggers matter more. No, that's going to be the end. You're not properly giving and taking, you're not properly connecting. So regardless of how many memories you have with this person, it's not going to they are not interested in working it out. Like, if you understand me, if you are trying to hold on to hope that there is something that you can do because that's worked in the past for you, that's not going to work in the future with this person. You're going to have to build with other people. You're going to have to go in and feel the pain and go through it because they don't want this anymore. They don't want to build with you and sacrifice for you anymore. They don't care. They loved you, they put the effort in, and you pretended like everything they did didn't even happen, in a way that they just literally don't even respect you anymore. They don't love you like they used to. They'll never love you like they used to. There's too much bullshit that has happened between you two over however long you've been together, that this is just not something that can be fixed. And so you have to be very clear and get therapy and go through it and recognize like who they were in your life and why you maybe ignored the blessing, and etc., etc., because that's on you. That's not on them. That's on you. They tried. They did everything. You can't be apathetic and disconnected to something that's a gift and then be surprised when it kind of just is like, all right, well, I'm gonna step on because every time I give you this, and this, you tell me I didn't do that, and I can't deal with the abuse anymore. So you need to heal, fire signs. You need to not be, I can't believe I'm saying this to fire signs, but you need to not be focused so much on how you're right and your ego is the bomb and you're fire, so you're creative passion and you're this and you're that and you can create happiness and you can create this and you could Yep, it's fantastic. You using that as an escape mechanism to not be present in life is not healthy at all. You're going to lose someone that loved you and would have continued to always deal with you not bringing equality to the table because you decided to be this selfish. That's what this read is. You're going to forever lose them. They are never going to look back. You're going to always be going through it with this person. You're going to always be thinking, I could have done this and this and this, and they would have always loved me. And I just had to push that last button. I just had to be that self-centered person one more time. I just had to. I just had to refuse to delegate. I just had to put it all on their plate. I just had to, And for whatever reason you decided, whether you feel it's logical or not, they're done. They see this as broken and toxic, and there's 100% no reason to stay at all. And that you need to move on. You need to heal. You need to use the memories with that person to create healing and to recognize where they loved you. They truly loved you. They always will, but they can no longer stay in a relationship in which their love for you creates extreme harm for them. Ultimately, they can't stay. They don't want to. It's not that they don't love you. It's that you've used that they love them to get out of everything and to do whatever you've wanted for so long that their unconditional love for you is no longer healthy for them, literally. And so they and the people around them are like, you can't keep doing this. You can't keep fixing it. They're never going to be your partner. And they're like, you're right. They're not going to be my emperor. And as much as they wanted you to be, and they wanted to build you up, and they wanted to make you that person, you're not even showing up as a king in the read. So I invite you, fire signs, to get healing. If you feel like this read does not apply to you, I'm sorry. If you feel like your partner is actually the one that's very toxic and this, that, and the other, I'm sorry that you feel that way. I'm going to say this. This read, like anybody that feels like their partner is probably actually the toxic one. Okay, I'm not supposed to say that. How do I say this? You have control problems. So you're going to see them saying no as an ego hit instead of as a boundary that is healthy. That they too need to be happy and healthy in the life that you share. And that if you will not allow them to also be happy and healthy, that they will not stay any longer because they've sacrificed too much already to be with you. And you don't even care about those things. You'd rather, like if you're extremely selfish, is that better? If you're extremely selfish, if you're on that end of the extreme, you tell them that they don't even do things that they do for you, like that they've sacrificed. You pretend like they don't do everything that they do. You gaslight them in a way that they sit there and be like, what? What? What do you mean? And you keep creating that confusion to the point that they don't even think that there's a way to like talk it out, regardless of if it's in therapy or not. Like they literally don't think that there's a way for you to even hear them, actually, because of how many times they've tried to get you to just so much as keep your word, and you've decided that you don't have to, and that it's going to be your way, and that they will just stay. And because they did in the past, you just kept doing what you wanted. And now they're like, I'm not going to stay. I'm not doing this anymore because you're not going to do anything you said you would. Fire signs, if this applies to you, you really do need to get help because this is not positive karma. You will forever wish that you worked it out with this Empress. As much as I was trying to be positive and sugarcoat it and say, well, maybe this is a new Empress walking into your life. I pray for all of you that if you were not abusive to this person, that you do get another one. But more likely, it is that you will forever want this person. You will forever regret not making the changes and making them equal. And that you will forever regret losing them. And that sucks. I'm not trying to break you down. But like, if there is a chance, you better put your effort in and delegate and try. Because I do not even see a chance, actually. I don't even see a chance. I see this person being like, it's better to be alone forever than to be with my ex. No offense. You guys, you need to heal up. Be alone for a while. I know that's not very fire sign. Be alone. Don't be so obsessed with your extroverted nature, and be alone for a little bit instead of how do I feed my fire? How do I show up as fire, right? How do I show up as a creative, positive force rather than a selfish one, a destructive one when I'm selfish? That's what fire is. You can be very positive or very destructive. It just kind of depends on fire signs, and if you're going through it and you're not being selfless, you're inevitably being selfish. And you might lose out on people that really love you. Like, this person loves you. This person was willing to not even fulfill their destiny just to be with you. That's a lot. If you don't understand, that's okay. I hope that you guys get the healing, and I hope that you figure it out. I very much suggest that you get therapy. I very much suggest that you reach out and get help. If this is an addiction that you've been using, like some form of substance, you need to check into like rehab, like that kind of help, and get therapy. You need help. That's here, fire signs. There's something off where you're going to lose out on something that you really loved that was meant for you also. if you don't make changes, and it's already here. Like, I feel like I've been talking to the fire signs all year about, like, at least since May, that, like, if you don't, like, show up right, that your person's gonna see you as selfish. If you don't start doing things that you should, that's how that's gonna be, and they're inevitably gonna just leave. What else should they do? Really? Come on. Do you really love them? Don't you want them to be loved and nurtured so that they can create everything you said you wanted with them, even though you didn't really want that? Isn't that fair? They wanted it just because you lied. They wanted that. And they are crushed that it's over and that they have to figure it out without you. But they've learned a hard lesson where they don't feel like there is ever a chance because of how many chances they gave you. There's not a new one ever in the future. And I mean, you all need to focus on your healing. Actually, not even a relationship, or I mean, at least not this relationship that's exiting your life. You need to focus on your own healing. Fire signs. I'm sorry, this was a terribly long read, and I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the content. I always enjoy making it. It's quite sad. I actually cried. I hope you guys figure it out. I hope you get your happiness and your healing, and you figure a way to work it out. But this is a sad read. This is a really sad read. You guys will figure it out, and you will have a better season. I'll see you in the next read. I love you all dearly. If you need help or you need someone to talk to, you can connect with me for free. If you just need to chat about whatever's going on, I'll try to be there for y'all. But you should get therapy and reach out to people that are like consistently in your life already as well. Because I might not always be there, and I have my own responsibilities, and I do not know you, and I'm not trying to ignore you, but I do have other things going on. So you should definitely reach out to people that love you and care about you, and connect with others, and try to get healing and spend that time alone as well. That you need to digest this information, because this is a lot. Have a good season. Have a good year. I'll see you in the next one.